Oh, we are live at 3:15 in the morning, Sunday, November 9, in the year of our Lord 2025. Wow. And I'm in beautiful downtown Crestline in the San Bernardino Mountains of Southern California's Inland Empire. And I just got an alert. I'm not sure what RAWS stands for. RAWS alerts. Nothing major. Okay. X is, I guess, a step up from Twitter. I'm seeing a more variety of people posting on X than I ever did on Twitter. And I'm not seeing so many ads for snake oil. Like, this will make you drop 20 pounds in a day, or stuff like that. Oh well. Anyway, I slept about 7 hours during the day, woke up around midnight. Let's see, probably 8 hours. So now I'm awake with all my worries coming back. Sheesh. The cats have taken over my bed, so I guess I don't get to go back to bed and relax all night. So I thought I'd come talk to people. Niche, who it was interviewing me on Wednesday, sent me a link to a video about alternate realities. And it's pretty much stuff that Phil talked about, most notably in his speech in Metz, France, in which people thought he was nuts. But what he was predicting was something like what we call the Mandela effect. Oh, and the video does mention Phil, by the way. Maybe I should send you the link to it. Let me see if I can find it real quick. See. Why can't I copy the link? I can open the link. I can't. Oh, save link as copy link address. Okay. Let's see if that works. I'll put it in the chat. It's titled something about the world's smartest boy or something like that. But he's talking about how he believes that CERN, the Hadron Collider, everyone was afraid it would create a black hole and swallow the Earth. Well, he's saying that it shoved us into an alternate reality, and that's why familiar things are different from what we remember. And they cited other experts. And I've been thinking about that because I keep finding that things in my house are not where I put them. But I've been here all day and nobody else came in. Now, either I remember wrong where I put those things or they moved while I wasn't looking. But there was no human agency. I don't know. Maybe it's just faulty memory. But I'm not totally convinced after my waking dream. I wasn't really asleep, and I was dreaming that there was this shadow person walking around in my house. And the shadow person seemed to think that I did not belong here. It looked like a black shadow, but it was human in shape and walking around and doing stuff. That was fairly recently, I think 1 or 2 years ago, but it kind of shocked me that maybe two realities were overlapping, and in the other reality, that person lives here. It's weird. So, anyway, it isn't just the food stamps that's killing me. I have expenses I wasn't expecting, and I thought I was going to get a new used washing machine, either free or cheap, but that has not happened yet, so I have to use the laundromat. Last time I got a ride there. This time I'm going to try to get there myself. I have this old lady rock shopping cart that I bought years ago. So I loaded it up with my laundry thinking I could push it. It's only about 3 blocks, maybe 4, but they're short blocks. Well, yesterday, Saturday, my back was killing me. I just couldn't even think about doing it. My back pretty much fell apart, partly due to getting older and partly due to malnutrition, which came on because I had a series, 3 in a row, kidney infections. And after all the antibiotics, I couldn't digest my food. I am recovering, but I'm not going to get any taller. I've lost 5 or 6 inches in height. I became aware of it when I noticed that the shelf that I had installed in my kitchen, a shelf where I could reach up and actually touch the wall behind the shelf, I couldn't do that anymore. Well, hi, Jessica. Welcome in. Another insomniac? I just don't seem to have a sleep and wake schedule anymore. Sometimes I go to bed at 10 at night and wake up at 5 or 6, and sometimes I go to bed at 9 at night and wake up at 9 the next morning. And sometimes, like yesterday, I sleep 8 hours during the day. Well, partly at night, around 4 o'clock to midnight, something like that. So that's why I'm awake. Well, anyway, I've got to get a new computer. This one really is on its last legs. And all of a sudden, every website I open, whether it's my email or Facebook or YouTube or whatever, it keeps making me log in again and do the two-part verification with a code you have to enter. Now, Facebook claims I can log in with a picture of my face, but my camera isn't that good, and my face is changing as I get treatment for the tumor on my upper lip. So I'm not convinced that it would recognize me. Oh, and it says, oh, you can scan the QR code. Well, my phone won't scan QR codes, and my computer camera won't scan QR codes. Well, I can't show it to you. It can't take a picture of itself. It's just a little camera and microphone plugged into well, I knew the word a second ago. Yes. You know, like you plug in your phone to a charging device. USB. I used to know what USB stands for. I don't remember now. Oh well. Anyway, I do have an Amazon wish list. I don't think it's in the description. It might be. It's mostly cat treats and cat food, a couple kitchen things, and a computer, which a laptop, I'm probably going to have to delete it because it had a big discount on the price for a limited time, and it's probably gone up in price. If I ever manage it, I'll buy it myself. But, and, oh boy. It's just getting ridiculous. The government's shut down and each guy blames the other guy and nothing gets done. Okay. Jessica says, I use something. Message retracted. FWIW? I don't know what that is. Anyway. Meanwhile, the Microsoft software that comes with the computer keeps trying to force me to use their browser, Microsoft Edge, but I'm sticking with the Google browser, Google Chrome. You can it? John was on? I didn't see John. He must not have posted. Oh man, now I'm finally getting tired. Let's see if you can see the cats. No, not really. They're camped out on my reclining chair where I sleep. I could turn on another light and show you the kitties. It's Tutu and Tora, all cuddled up and happily asleep. Here we go. Oh, that much light bothers me. Tutu and Tora. I sleep on the recliner chair because it's either that or a hospital bed. Oh, off with the light. Because my doctor said not to sleep lying flat, and I've had problems sleeping on my side. So she recommended, being elevated on a hospital bed. And I said, you don't know how small my house is. How about a recliner chair? I already have one. She said, yeah, that'll work. So that's what I do. It's partly because of my bad back and partly because I tend to stop breathing when I'm lying flat. That's never a good thing. Cute little emojis. Thank you, Jessica. I take it it's 7 a.m. where you are. FWIW 30th birthday. Okay, I gotta look that up. I have no idea what it is. Oh, for what it's worth. It's text talk. Well, happy birthday, Jessica. Ah, gosh. Let's see. What kind of emoji can I find? Of course, that's the only birthday emoji. What is that even? It isn't giving me the icon to go back to the keyboard. Come on. I think that'll work. Oh, how about this? Nope. What's that? Maybe that'll do it. There we go. All right. Oh, man. My regulars are not here. They're probably sleeping. Yeah, good morning. Uh, it is now 3:36 in the morning. And wow. You and your brother enjoy my phone and enjoy the day with your brother? Well, I talked to my brother on the phone yesterday. He's 3 years older than I am, and I'm older than dirt. Ghana is not sure? Ghana? Is that someone's name or the country? It's always good to talk to my older and smarter brother. Wow. So, um, yeah, I'm definitely able to sleep if I can convince the cats to let me have the chair. Well, hi, what's next? Welcome in. I just thought it would be good to have a middle of the night chat or very early morning chat since I was awake. The government shutdown doesn't affect me a whole lot, but and I did have food stamps. They were never enough for the whole month, but they did help. Fortunately, we have good food banks in this small mountain community. Jessica says 7 a.m. and then she says 4:30 a.m. Go figure. It's 3:40 here, my friend. Yeah. Oh, yeah. On Thursday mornings, I try to go live between 7 and 8 in the morning Pacific time. Sometimes I just can't get a decent internet connection. But Verizon is usually pretty good in the middle of the night like this. I'm waiting for some of those senators in Washington, D.C. to grow a pair. Man up. So what if you don't get reelected? You'll just go work for some private industry where they pay you more than you're worth. Oh, John was at 4:30 on the clock. Well, so they just sit there saying, oh, it's his fault. Oh, it's her fault. Oh, it's AOC. They're scared of AOC. Well, I've tried going live on my phone, but it's a problem. I can't really keep track of the chat on my phone. It's okay to record something and post it, but going live on my phone, it just doesn't work well. So, oh, by the way, Phil had the idea that there were actual, I guess, people, or what the ancient people called gods, changing the world while we were not looking. Kind of like that movie, The Adjustment Bureau, which was based on Phil's story, Adjustment Team. Sometimes he'd talk about Brahman, the Brahman. Sometimes he'd talk about the Zoroastrian Ahriman, and let's see if Google will tell me who the other guy is. Ahura Mazda. Ahriman being in ancient Persian Zoroastrianism, Ahriman is the bad guy, and Ahura Mazda is the good guy. And they're battling in the heavens, and they both influence the earth. Honestly, Jessica, I can't understand most of what you're saying. Maybe someone in chat can translate it for me. 5th day of July. This is November. Well, shoot. Well, I like to have fun. I don't like amusement parks. You know, the rides, the roller coasters, I don't like them. But I like to talk to people. I like good food. I like cats, but I have too many. I like rodeos. Watching a rodeo is amazing. Yeah, the roller coasters make me feel sick. And the things that spin around in circles, like merry-go-rounds, same problem. Now, many years ago, I did enjoy the Haunted Mansion at Disneyland, but I haven't gone there in years. It just costs too much money, and you spend most of your time waiting in line. I did get to go on Space Mountain when it was new. That would have been, I think, 1980, maybe 81 or 82. But it is a roller coaster. so I never wanted to go on it again. It doesn't go up high, but it does go up and down fast. I did really enjoy the Mr. Toad's Wild Ride. People think that's just for little kids, but I really enjoyed it. You're sitting in a car and the track is flat and level, no up and down, no going in circles. Boy, now I got hiccups. Anyway, I'm okay when it comes to food. If it gets really bad, I have rice and beans. But so far, I've been able to cook a few, at least one good meal a day. Um, all my cheese is gone, though. No more cheese for a while. I have Velveeta. That isn't really cheese, it's what they call cheese food. Jessica also went to Space Mountain around 1980. Oh, that's What's Next went there. I read it wrong. Went to Disneyland. Yeah. Oh boy. Well, when I was a teenager, if you were 17 or younger, you could get into Disneyland for $3, but you had to buy tickets to go on a ride. But they didn't cost that much. So my best friend in high school, Sandy, would go with me. We'd actually walk to Disneyland from home. It was a long walk, but we could do it. We were teenagers. And we'd get in for $3 and then we'd buy one or two tickets. But then it would be dark. It would be nighttime when we were ready to go home, so we would call Sandy's mother for a ride. My mother had her own car, but she could not be bothered to pick me up at night and take me home. If we couldn't do anything else, she would send my brother to get us if no one else was available. It really isn't safe for children to walk home in the dark. I'm pretty sure it was a full mile. We were up near Cerritos, the street, Cerritos, and Disneyland was just south of Catella. Wow. What a day, what a night. Oh, code enforcement called me about the um, citation I got. And the guy was very nice. He was not the um, person who made out the citation. They send you a copy with photographs. They cited me for the trash I put out front so the guy could pick it up and take it away. Is that ridiculous or what? I asked him, am I going to get cited every time I put my trash out? What's next? Used to live in California and then they moved to Arizona. Poor guy. I've been to Phoenix and Scottsdale, which are basically the same place, in June. My shoes literally melted because I stood still on the pavement too long. I was wearing tennis shoes with those kind of plastic rubber soles. But I had to be there. My son was graduating from motorcycle school where he got certified to be a Harley Davidson mechanic. What's next? Just visited California and Texas, then settled in Arizona. Yeah, and he didn't like it either. It's much too hot. Oh, he didn't like it much. It's too hot. Some distant relatives from Phoenix visited back in the 60s, and they said that it had snowed in Phoenix, and they had never seen snow before, but in a year with weird weather, it actually snowed in Phoenix. You just never know what you're going to get. Jessica and her friend sent me money. Is that the PayPal I got? Oh, yeah, Flagstaff is nice. Northern Arizona, near the mountains. A friend of mine has a cabin in the mountains of northern Arizona, and she likes it. The weather's much nicer than down in Phoenix. We've been having weird weather here in the mountains where I live in Southern California. In July, we'd have 2 days in a row where it was cold, very cold, and raining. And then we'd have 3 days in a row where it was sunny and 90 degrees, which is very hot. Oh, poor What's Next lived in Phoenix. I had enough trouble just visiting Phoenix. In the house my son was renting, you could not get cold water from the tap. You could wash the dishes and take a shower just running the cold water tap because it never got cold. I guess people have to put extra insulation on their water pipes if they want cold water. Wow. My most vivid memory of that 3 days in Phoenix was my son's dog tried to steal my cheeseburger. if I had known that those burgers were going to be so small, I would have asked for 2 of them. I'm trying to remember the name of the fast food place. Let's see. Burger, fast food. Huh? Sonic. Google didn't tell me, I just remembered. Sonic burgers. I usually cannot eat a whole hamburger from a restaurant or a fast food place, but I could have eaten at least 2 Sonic burgers. Okay, I don't know what CYE stands for. Let's ask Google. Well, that ain't it. Stands for Center for Youth Engagement. Curb your enthusiasm, close your eyes. Huh. Wow. I'm telling you, getting old is not all it's cracked up to be. Sure, I'm retired, but I'd rather work. I just can't. I've done all kinds of work over the years. I stocked vending machines. I worked in factories and offices. I taught English at the college for 12 years. But the last 2 years were not fun. They were getting elevated to a university. And it just wasn't the same. They started out as a college focused on teaching, and they ended up as a university focused on money and prestige, because prestige brings you money. It's really amazing how things change. But what I'm concerned about is things that should not change, like history and like where I put my roll of duct tape. You know, the Mandela effect is that many people remember that Nelson Mandela died in prison in the 90s, but our history tells us that he was released from prison and got elected to be the president of South Africa. But the first time I encountered it, when I was must have been the early to middle 1990s. I was listening to Art Bell on the radio, And his guest, not his guest, just a caller who called in, said that he was a college student taking a class in American history, and their textbook said that Billy the Kid, the outlaw of the Old West, their textbook said he died in prison. But this young college student said he remembered that when he was in elementary school, their history book said that the sheriff shot Billy the Kid in the back while he was riding down the trail to a friend's house. Yeah, Pat Garrett was the sheriff. He had a personal problem with Billy the Kid. Well, I went to the official Billy the Kid website, which is run by descendants. They would have been cousins of Billy the Kid. As far as we know, he did not have any children. And their website said that Billy the Kid was killed while trying to break out of the jail. But I checked again a few months later, and it had a different story about how he died. It said he was killed at a friend's house. And that story sounded a lot like the way Jesse James was killed. Jesse James was visiting a friend when either the sheriff or a bounty hunter came into the house and shot Jesse James in the back. Well, I'm sticking with the first story I ever heard, which was Billy the Kid broke out of the jail and either killed one of the guards or bribed him or just beat him up. The stories, I don't know which one is true, but he escaped from jail, got on his horse, and rode down the trail toward his friend's house when the sheriff, Pat Garrett, shot him in the back and killed him. Anyway, Billy the Kid did die. There's just all these different stories of how he died. So either people are changing the history books or something is actually changing history. And I kind of think it's the first option. The history books are changing. That the authors and publishers of history books have an agenda. There's actually books that praise Fidel Castro for liberating Cuba from the evil mafiosos who had casinos, gambling and drinking and sex. But there's a lot more to what Cuba used to be. It was a very popular tourist destination and actually a very wealthy country. Just an island in the Caribbean, but close to the United States, so it was easy to get there by boat. They had an airport too, but most people would just catch a boat. It's something like 30 miles. Anyway, nowadays, they are so poor, people run out of food all the time. It's rationed. They would just be in heaven at one of our grocery stores. They never see so much food. Oh, yeah, the hurricane hit Cuba, and I think it also hit Jamaica. And we are probably sending them aid of some sort. You see, we still have a military base on the island of Cuba, Guantanamo. And even though there's a huge embargo on Cuba, has been for decades, like you can't get Cuban cigars because they're illegal in the United States. But they can't be imported from Cuba. But you can go to Canada and buy Cuban cigars. Uh, anyway, we do try to help the people. But, well, depending on who's in power in Washington, D.C. Man, they do need help. And geez, and the was it last year or 2 years ago? That huge hurricane that hit Florida and North Carolina. Oh, what's next says his son has a Jamaican friend he met working his seasonal job in Alaska. So an American and a Jamaican working in Alaska. Whew. Now, Jamaica is a fairly wealthy country. It's mostly a tourist spot, but they say it's beautiful there. Oh man, eye itchies. I've had to do yard work. Oh, back to code enforcement. I told you they cited me for putting my trash out to be picked up. And the notice said to remove the furniture. Well, I assumed they meant, my picnic table, which is an outdoor table, and I'm not removing it. No, what they meant was there was this little tiny table about 1 foot square that I put out with the trash so it could be hauled to the dump. And the notice said I had trash and junk and furniture all over my property. No, it was out front for the guy with the trailer to pick it up and haul it to the dump. Our trash service does not take that much stuff, and they don't take certain things at all. They don't take yard waste. They don't take electronics. You have to sort out all your trash. You can't just dump regular trash into a bag that has fallen leaves or lawn clippings. I don't have a lawn, but I do pull weeds. Now, you can't put those in the same bag with the trash. So and the wind blows all kinds of trash into my yard, but it has to go into a separate bag from the leaves and the weeds. And there's all sorts of, they don't take flashlight batteries. You have to just collect your dead batteries and save them for when there's a special time and place when they'll accept them, because they're, different. And it does make sense that you cannot put expired medication in with your household trash. But I don't know. I never know when and where they're going to accept expired medication. Prescriptions especially, but even your vitamin pills. Let's see. So, what's next says his son was supposed to fly to Jamaica and stay there for a week next week, but her roof blew off and he canceled the flight and got his ticket refunded. Wow. The roof was blown off the house in Jamaica. Well, back in March of 2023, it really began in February. Many roofs around where I live collapsed because it was snowmageddon. We had between 6 feet of snow and 12 feet of snow. Some houses here and there got 20 feet of snow. People were going upstairs in their 2-story houses because you couldn't get out through the door. Now my door would open, but the snow that's the sheltered side of my house. The snow outside my door was 4 feet high, and I simply did not want to climb up to the top of 4 feet of snow. So I stayed in the house until someone could dig me out. And they dug it down to only 2 feet of snow because the bottom 2 feet were ice. And I would have used my pickaxe on it, but it was buried in snow. I couldn't find it. The snow was deeper than the length of the handle on my pickaxe. I left it outside. The handle is plastic, so it won't rot away from getting wet, but if you can't find it, you can't use it. I did have a shovel inside the house. I was prepared to shovel snow. I did not think I would need the pickaxe. My roof is fine. It's sloped very steep, so the snow falls off of it. But most of us, just got the snow down to where we could get out and go buy groceries or whatever, and waited for the sunshine to melt the snow. But then our local grocery store, their roof collapsed. They had to close for over a year while they rebuilt the store. But now that they've done it, it's really nice. Everything's brand new. Tora needs to say hi to her adoring fans. I don't want to turn on the light. There she is. Yes, dear, I know you want your treats. Here we go. Oh, it's Meow Made fish flavored treats. Want some? She had to sniff them first to make sure it's a flavor that's worth hopping down to get it. I'm sorry, kitty. Smoky Sue got some treats. I'll have it upside down. Hang on, Tutu. Kitty, kitty. Tutu. Oh, that's 3C. Hang on, Tutu. I see you now. Where's Sweetie? Oh, maybe Sweetie isn't hungry or she's asleep. Sweetie's old. She's 17 years old, and I'm afraid I won't have her much longer. That's very old for a cat. Well, hi, Anthony. Welcome in. I've been here for an hour now because I slept during the day, somewhere between 3 and 4, and I woke up around midnight. I was just going to listen to an audiobook, but I fell asleep. I guess the copyright on the Miss Marple stories must be expired because all kinds of people are writing stories about Miss Marple, the Agatha Christie character who's just a normal old lady, but she solves crimes. And you can get them all over YouTube. Just search for Miss Marple. Quite often, though, the story, the solution to the crime doesn't make sense, or they have really interesting clues and hints that never lead to anything. It's like the author just forgot about that. Anthony says there are some, air quotes, official Marple pastiches. Okay. Anyway, I've listened to just about every actual Agatha Christie Miss Marple that I can find. Come on. All right, I'm back. Evil Verizon went down briefly. I hate it when they do that to me. So anyway, yeah, earlier in this stream I was talking about Philip K. Dick and the Mandela effect and stuff like that. I haven't seen AI. What's next? I hear it's a good movie. But so much of the new movies and TV shows are just, they're like dressed up versions of things that were successful before, like some of the Twilight Zone has been remade without any credit to Twilight Zone. Like I watch them and I recognize the story. And of course, some are absolute remakes with the same title, like Ocean's 11. Can't think of the others. There's lots of remakes, or there's sequels. They're even making another. Well, it isn't Top Flight. I've forgotten the actor's name. Okay, Google will tell me. Report. Yeah. Tom Cruise. Okay. Now, what's the... How does he spell Cruise? Oh, he spells it the regular way. Some people do C-R-U-Z. Now, what? Top Gun. They're making another sequel to Top Gun. He's a producer and has some control over production. He's rejecting some of the actors that the other, the suits at the studio want him to use. He said he won't do anything with Jane Fonda. And she's like in her 80s. I'm amazed that she's still acting. He doesn't want anything political, whether he agrees with the politics or not. Oh, hi, Tube4. I think that's Morgan. Greetings. I've been on for over an hour and Verizon is starting to cut me off here and there. Anyway, when I hear the title AI, I think of some older movies, like the one where the kid hacks into a military computer, not knowing that it isn't just a video game, and the computer decides to send all the nuclear missiles into the air. I've forgotten the title of it. But I haven't seen AI. I'd like to, I guess. My experience with Google AI. Well, AI is from 2000? Really? Well, anyway, my experience with Google AI is that it simply does an internet search. It does it much faster than a human could ever do, but that's all it seems to do. And I've never turned on the AI mode, but whenever I do a Google search, the top result is from their AI. Sometimes it makes sense. Sometimes what it gives you is a bunch of nonsense that contradicts itself. For example, I was looking up a disease, and the Google AI said it's more common in adults and children. I'm going, what else is there? We're all either a child or an adult. Yeah, AI does get things wrong, Anthony. But I want to know how I can get AI to make images for me. Do I have to buy an AI program to do that, or can I get it done for free? Oh, Morgan finds the AI good for organizing his chaotic ideas. Okay. I don't know. I don't use it. Tora, you got your treats. Say hi to your fans. Where are you? Where's your face? Let's see. I got some light on you. There she is. Say hello. That's a pretty kitty. I gave you treats. Well, heck, I should take advantage while she's off my bed, and then I can go lie down. Let me see what I got. Mix-ups. Backyard cookout with... Oh, darn. Well, if I don't know, it has flavors. Beef, liver, and chicken. I remember that. Can't remember my own name, but I know which treats the cat wants. Yes, dear. And 3C and Tutu and Smoky Sue. Wonder where Sweetie is. Is she still outside? Let me check the door. Oh, I don't want to scare 3C away. I can't tell. I think she might be right outside the door. I'd better go over there where I can see better. Oh, I'm sorry, Tora. It's hard to see you in the dark. I stepped on her tail. I'm sorry, sweetie pie. Nope. Sweetie is not at the door. And I'm not going to go out and look for her. Can't get the treats from here. They fell on the floor. And if I leave them, some cat will shred the bag trying to get into it to get the treats. Come on, guys. Move chair. Lord. See, Sweetie is still basically feral. She never got accustomed to her human slave. But she does love treats. Oh, what's next is to try Sora AI. It might have a free version. Well, I'll try it. I don't know why you guys keep retracting messages. But whatever. Or did YouTube do that for you? Oh, he just Googled it. It's not free. Well, I've got a Facebook friend who I met him originally in some chat room before Facebook, I think. Yeah, I think we were on that old MySpace. Anyway, he's an artist and he has discovered that AI can make his job a ton easier. Okay, it's been an hour and 15 minutes. I'm sleepy and the cats might let me have my bed. Oh, their bed. Excuse me. The cats own this house and everything in it and everything outside the house. That's how cats are. Anyway, I think I might be able to get a little more sleep before the sun comes up and it's time to start the day. So I want to thank you all for chatting with me. Let's see. Sweet dreams. Thank you, Anthony. Thank you all and have a great day. Aha. Okay, what's next is there's free AI video generators like Canva, InVideo, Capwing, and Meta. I'll see you guys Thursday morning, if not sooner. Let's see. Google is sometimes our friend. Catch you all later. Bye.